welcome back to my channel. I'm Abby, and this is Bookish Bliss. Today we will be going over my February TBR. I have a total of 6 books on here that I'm very excited to read, and I'm excited to show them all to you. So, yeah, let's get into it. First up on my February TBR, we have Shadow and Bone by Leah Bardugo. I hope I said that right. Actually, I have the whole series here, and I'll explain why in a second. But I added Shadow and Bone to the absolute beginning of my February TBR because I was in a reading slump at the beginning, like at the very beginning of January, and I was really looking to get out of it. It was boring and not fun, and I hated it. And I needed a book to get me out. I was craving fantasy. And so I picked up Shadow and Bone. Yes, I picked it up. I've actually already read Shadow and Bone, and I'm on page around 60 in Siege and Storm. They're still on here because I'm just making this video a little late. Okay, but that's why the whole series is here, because I'm just going to read it back to back. I mean, Shadow and Bone was amazing. I was so hooked. I got that reading spark. It gave me that back, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm hooked on the series. I can't stop. I can't stop. So the plan is to finish Siege and Storm and then read Ruin and Rising, and then continue on with my regular TBR. The original plan for February was to have basically all romance books, because it's February. Valentine's Day. Not like I have a Valentine, but that has been thrown out the window because of this series, and I'm not mad because it's so good. I mean, I just fell absolutely in love with Shadow and Bone. I'm really excited to start the series on Netflix. The thing is, my friend told me that her sister, who's read the series, including Six of Crows, said that the TV show switches between Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone, so you have to read Six of Crows before watching the show, which is a bummer because I don't own Six of Crows. I'm going to have to get it from the library or get it on my upcoming trip to Barnes & Noble, which is what I might just do because I'm obsessed with this series and I can totally justify it. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Shadow and Bone, again, amazing. I was scared. I was so scared because books like this, when they're hyped, like Shatter Me, was sort of disappointing for me, and I didn't want Shadow and Bone to be that way, and it was so much better than the things that I've heard, and I loved it. So I definitely recommend Shadow and Bone, but that's not what this is about. This is a TBR, not recommendations. So yeah, I mean, Shadow and Bone, I'm really excited to finish the series in February. Hoping to. I mean, I doubt that I don't. So, yeah, the whole Shadow and Bone series, hopefully I get it done in February. Next up, what you're probably expecting from a February TBR, a romance book. The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. This is what I planned all of February to be. As we said, that sort of didn't work out, but I will be reading romances because I barely ever, and I have some on my shelf that I need to read, including The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight. I'm excited. I mean, it has a Netflix movie, so it's gotta be good, But I don't know. I sort of plan out my TBRs in order of, like, when I think I'm gonna read them, and the order in which I will read them. So, like, that's what this video is. I'm first gonna read the whole Shadow and Bone series, then I'm gonna read this, and then I'm gonna read the next book. And I also set them based on time. So I anticipate finishing Siege and Storm by, like, Tuesday or something of next week. And then I anticipate finishing Ruin and Rising by, like, Saturday or Sunday. I don't usually read a lot on the weekends, but I think Ruin and Rising will get so good that I'll binge it, like, on Saturday. That's what I anticipate. So Valentine's Day is February 14th. I thought that was this Friday, not tomorrow. Not, okay, I'm trying to think of when this video is going to come out. This Friday from when this video comes out. I might be wrong. It might be a little before that. It might be after that, but that's when I think Valentine's Day is, and that's when I want to be reading my romance books. So the plan is to be reading this right before or a little after Valentine's Day, because I mean, it's a romance book, a perfect love story. I mean, love at first sight. I've barely read the blurb, but it sounds cute from what I've read. And I'm excited. I really don't have much to say because there's just not a lot of hype that I've seen for this book, so I can't like sing its praises from other people. If you've read this book, please tell me if you liked it in the comments, because I really want to know if it's worth it, because it sounds middle grade, and I've been having a lot of trouble lately reading middle grade books. They keep putting me into reading slumps, so I really need this to be good if it's a middle grade. Anyways, that's not really important, but I guess that's it for my first romance book of February. Yeah, this is the probability of love at first sight. Really need this to be good, so much. Next up, you guessed it, another romance book. This is Going Viral by Katie Cicatelli-Cook. Cicatelli-Cook? I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry. Okay, I've actually, before I even start, I've read one of her books before. I've read Me Grabbing the Book. I've read Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by her. I read it in autumn because it was such an autumn book. And I didn't love it. It was like a 2.5 stars for me, which for me that's pretty low. That's one of my lower ratings ever. It was like my first true like middle grade YA romance, and I was disappointed. I didn't like the characters. I think the main love interest was not that interesting, and well, that's sort of contradictory. But I have higher hopes for Going Viral. I'm not sure why. I just really need it to be good, because it's the only other romance book that I have on this TBR. All the other romance books that I own either do not give me points for my school or do not seem great. I own 3 other romance books on my shelf right now. I don't read romance, as you can tell. But I'm not sure of the book. Can you see that? A socially distant love story, which basically means it's set during the pandemic. I think it's set at the beginning of the pandemic. I've read like the first few chapters, like chapter or so, and it's set at the beginning of the pandemic, right when it starts. And I'm not sure about it because I was really young when COVID happened, but it still might bring back things for me. I don't think it will, but it still might. But I don't know. It seems cute. I mean, I'm excited as I can be reading a book from an author that I previously did not love. I don't know. I still have hope. I'm holding on to a little bit of hope. This book better be good. It's on my little like romance like recommendation little shelf thing at my school. I don't know. This better be good. I'm also surprised that they have this in my library at school, but that's besides the point. Again, alright, yeah, so Going Viral, please be good. Please, I really need you. Yeah, okay. Alright, time for my final planned book of February, Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I'm excited for this book. I can't really say anything else before to start. Like, I'm excited. As I said, I'm in the middle of Shadow and Bone. I'm in a high fantasy mood. Like, I'm loving the fantasy. Like, I usually love fantasy, but I usually read the more clean romantasy type thing. Like Once Upon a Broken Heart. Or like the, I don't know, weird world magic system type things like Caraval. But this is just, from what I've gained, pure high fantasy and I haven't read that since Throne of Glass, I don't think, and I'm very excited because I really need another high fantasy. I do have it planned for after the romance books, which I don't know if I'm going to want to go from Shadow and Bone, this high fantasy, to romance books, then back to fantasy. So if this order gets switched and I read Dance of Thieves before I read Statistical Probability and Going Viral, I'm not going to be too bad. This actual book, honestly, don't really know what it's about. Just bought it because of Book Talk. Oh, there's like a thief and a guard, I guess. Seriously, that's all I know about this book. But, I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful. The things that I've seen are really good. And it's a duology. I haven't read a duology that I actually continued in forever. P.S. If you watch my other video, I was in the middle of good. I totally DNF'd that. And when was this next? But anyways, high hopes for the Dance of Thieves duology. I really need it to be good. If this is good, the Vow of Thieves, the second book, will get added onto the TBR because, like, I don't have a lot of books for February planned right now. I just don't have them planned. I sort of just picked up these books. I haven't gone to the library in a little while, so I didn't get to pick out books from the library that I want to add to my TBR. But these are the ones that I own that I want to add. I will add 2 more if Shadow and Bone ends in such a way that I need to read Six of Coasts, because Six of Coasts is supposed to be better than Shadow and Bone. So I'm really excited if it's bad. Shadow and Bone is amazing, so better than Shadow and Bone. Dang. Yeah, but back to Dance of Thieves, the actual book we're talking about. I mean, I need this to be good. I really need a good fantasy after Shadow and Bone. I think Shadow and Bone's going to put me in a hangover. And either I need Six of Crows or I need Dance of Thieves to be good. Yeah, and then if Dance of Thieves is good enough, I'll probably buy the second book. Yes, I have an addiction. No, I won't stop. I'm going to go broke. I don't care at this point because books. No, yeah, that's basically all I have to say here. Dance of Thieves, please, please, please be good. I'm saying that about all the books in this February TBR, but yeah, please be good. I momentarily interrupt your regularly scheduled video with a current read rant. Yes, these are going to become a thing. Current reads. We're going to include Shadow and Bone because I just finished it. I'll have a little thing up so you can skip this if you want. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, okay, the person I thought I liked, oh my gosh, I wasn't supposed to like him. I really thought I was. I thought I was supposed to like him. How did I get tricked with everyone else? I'm not usually, actually I usually am the tricked one, but I thought this time was different. I thought he'd be the one, and then he wasn't the one, and I'm so sad. And then, I have to keep this spoiler free, ugh. The one that I was kind of about, he kind of gave me Luke from Luce or Luke, I don't know how to say it. If you've read Once Upon a Broken Heart, Luke, and then you've read this series, one of the characters was giving Luke vibes at the beginning. He really was. And then, oh my gosh, he's actually not giving Luke anymore. I still don't trust him, but my friend says that she likes him still, and she's read the whole series, so he doesn't turn out to, be as bad as I thought he would. And the person that I originally wanted her to end up with, she's not going to end up with, guys. She's not going to end up with him. The plot twist, wow. This book series, amazing. Literally, I am already sort of forgetting Shadow and Bone, but at least for Siege and Storm, the action is right away. I'm not having to wait, 2 or 3 chapters. Literally, first chapter, we get our twist. We get our plot turn. We get I forgot the technical term for it, but we get the thing that starts the plot of this book, and I love it. Wow, Leah, you are insane. I love your writing. There are a few things that I notice, but I think as I get older, I'm just becoming more critical. I'm noticing things in books that I definitely wouldn't have noticed if I read this, a year ago? if I read this book a year ago, I would have zero complaints. I literally cannot even remember the complaint that I have, and it's like so small. It's like a tiny little writing detail. Oh, it's about like the timeline and like how time can pass like without a chapter break really easily, but like that's intentional. I know it is. It's just kind of jarring for me when I first see it, but then you get used to it real quick. I still need to write a review for Shadow and Bone. It definitely deserves it. I gave it 5 stars. I try to review most of the 5-star books that I read. So yeah. Anyways, Siege and Storm, already great. I am so excited to see what happens, how it evolves, and just this book in general. This series already has me in a chokehold. Literally only like 50 pages into the second book, and I am under siege. Yes, I said it. With Siege and Storm right there, I am under siege by this book. Also, can we just note, let me grab Ruin and Rising here. In this first one, Soldier is highlighted because that's what she starts out as. And then in this one, Summoner is highlighted because that's really what she is. And then Saint is highlighted. So she must become like some sort of saint. She must become the real hero, which is very exciting. Okay, yeah. So that concludes our current read rant, and please continue on with your regularly scheduled video. Alright, here is all of the books stacked. I know it may not, I have 6 books. I know it may not seem like a lot compared to, I usually read like 10 to 12 books depending on the month. Usually around 10. So 6 may not seem like a lot, especially since I'm already through 1 and a 10th of a book. And it's, at this day that I'm filming this, it's May 5th. I'm so sorry. February 5th or 6th. So, this may not seem like a lot. It's the 6th. I just checked my watch. Anyways. So it may not seem like a lot. Explanation, first of all, Dance with Thieves. Pretty big. It's like almost 500 pages. I finished Shadow and Bone in like 3 days. And they each get a little bigger. So I expect to finish them each in like 4 or 5 days. Again, I don't read it on the weekend, so they'll take a bit more if they're going to stretch to this weekend, so they'll take a bit longer. I mean, these books will go super quick. They're like 250 to 300 pages, the romances, because they're both middle grade. And then, of course, I already said Dance with Thieves, quite big, which I expect to take a while. Another reason why it's only 6 books, I don't like to keep a super tight TBR. I like to account for, like, mishappenings. Like, last month, I planned on reading, I think I had 8 books. I had like 5 books on my TBR, actually. Just like 5 set books. And then I read a few other books, I ended up reading a few other books. But I didn't finish all the books on my TBR because I got distracted, and then I got into a reading slump, and I wasn't a fan of it. And I DNF'd. That's Gilded, by the way. The one I'm talking about on my January TBR that I DNF'd. Anyways, so to try to stick more to the TBR, I like to keep them low numbers. This is my second TBR ever. This is my second monthly TBR ever. I didn't usually do this, and then I just decided, let me try to make myself read some books. So, still kind of a new experience for me. So I'm trying to keep it, like, loose, so that if I finish Shadow and Bone and I decide, oh my god, I have to read Six of Crows right now, which I don't want to do because I want to, like, savor the series for longer, but in case I do, there's room there. And if I had, like, a million books on this TBR, I would start and DNF or just not read the other ones that I didn't get to, and I would feel bad. So I like to keep it loose, just to feel accomplished at the end of the month. Okay, explanation over. So let's recap. To recap, I have 6 books, as you can see, on my February TBR. I'm excited for all of them. I have really high hopes. I've already read one. We already established that. And I have really high hopes for the rest, especially Dance of Thieves. Especially. If you'd like, you can put your thoughts on, if you've read any of these books, you can put your thoughts in the comments. Put a spoiler warning if it's a spoiler, because I don't want any spoilers, and neither do other people. But, like, I'm just interested in what you guys have to say, like, if you recommend them, if you, like, really hated it. I'm just really interested because I need to know how much I should anticipate, because if I anticipate a lot from a book and it sucks, then I hate it myself. But if I don't, and if I'm just like, it might be okay, and then it's really good, I like to do that too. So please leave your thoughts in the comments. If you're a new viewer, please consider subscribing. All of my content is very similar to this, just books, books, books. I mean, I'm a book nerd. I think this shelf alone has established that. And I really hope you enjoyed. Yeah, so again, if you enjoyed, consider subscribing. It really helps out on my channel. And I hope you have an amazing day and some amazing reading in February. Yeah, happy reading.